Hi, Daryl from Australian Off-Road here, just talking about our new FinScan system that we've got currently inside a Quantum. The screen that you can see in front of you there it's all touchscreen, can also be done as an app on your phone. Now the general operation of it is we'll just touch the screen anywhere, that opens the screen, turns it on to the basic switches and that side of things that we can go for. All our lighting internally here at the moment is all LED lights, so we've turned all the lights on here in the showroom, so they're all individually switched, they're all turned on. So at present I can hit the dimmer switch and I can hit the on button there, and automatically, as you see now, it's lit up the surrounding area with all the internal lights. We can adjust our lighting there as a dimmer, that side of things. You will probably use that of a night time. A lot of people say that they won't utilise that. You'll turn the lights on and off as need be more than anything. So I'll just turn that back up. We'll leave that there, and I now want to go back to the home screen. So in the home screen, I'll press that bottom right hand corner, and as you can see there now, it's giving us the opportunity to look at all the options on the panel here, and looking at our battery levels, our water tank levels. We can go in and change some settings and that as well, but they're the sort of things that we get a little bit more advanced with as we go down the track. So for starters, I'll reach over in front there, go to the tanks, and you'll see that the tanks will light up. There's a little bit of a lag in that side of it, works out the level of water in the tanks, and as you can see there, we've got two water tanks on board in here. One tank at the front, labelled the front, is full. The one at the rear is full as well. This particular trailer has been optioned up for a customer to have the recycle system to capture the grey water out of the shower and the internal sink. So where it's showing that tank in the middle there is empty, it would be because this hasn't been utilised as yet with the shower wise, but as you utilise the shower, that will slowly put water into that tank, and then you'll use that water to flush through your toilet wise. Again, I want to get out of that screen. I'll just go back to the home screen, and now I can look at my batteries. This is giving me an indication of the two batteries on board, which we've got currently two 100 amp hour lithium batteries in here, which is standard in the Quantum full height. As you can see on the left hand side of the screen here, you'll see the 240 volt sign flashing, and that's indicating that we've got 240 volt power plugged in at the moment, giving it a trickle feed through. The pictogram above it there's got the car, indicating that if we had the vehicle hooked up at the front, it would be receiving charge from the vehicle as well. And the very top picture up the top there is the actual solar. If we had solar input working, if we were outside of the showroom, it would show that there'd be solar feeding in from there. As you can see, it's pretty self-explanatory. 13.5 volts there, we're full, we're at 99% capacity. We have approximately 496 hours on current consumption of power left in the batteries before they'd be flat. We can also change some of the settings automatically timed out because we haven't touched the screen, so I'll just go back to that again, touch the screen, brings it back on. We can change things in the back here, so if ever we had to change battery mode, battery types or anything like that, you can see down the bottom there it's in the lithium mode, so that's where we want it to be because this is set up for lithium. If we had AGM batteries, we could have that set up for AGM as well, so it's quite conversant in all of those. Going back a step there, we'll go to the switch. Now the main switch is for all our power for a lot of the other items that are in the van. So as you can see, we've got fridge 1, fridge 2, water pump, spare accessories, accessory master. Now the fridge 1 is our fridge externally on this particular van. It is the Evercool fridge in the outside kitchen area in this one, so if I wanted to turn that fridge on, I would just touch that fridge 1 there now. That is now lit, and that is now turning the power onto that fridge outside. The second fridge switch that you can see there, that is an option. We do have where you can have a secondary fridge on the outside, a portable fridge that you might take out of your vehicle, and you can plug into that power socket to give it power there. You turn that switch on obviously. Water pump, self-explanatory. We'll press the water pump. You might hear that noise in the background. There's the water pump priming up at the moment, so that there is just turning it on and off as we need to use the water pump. We do have a spare socket there, so at the moment as it is spare, it's still showing that it's turned on, but there's nothing hooked up to it, so we could potentially have another item hooked out into that socket itself. Accessory master. Now this one here, when I press it, that turns on, and you wouldn't have seen that in the picture, but that's giving power still to a couple of lights that this fan's been optioned with. It has the stalk reading lights at the bed head. It also allows us to go back to our main light switch, which is in the bottom left hand corner there, and we can now change the colour of our exterior lights underneath the awning and that sort of thing. So as you can see, we've got awning 1 white and yellow, awning 2 white and yellow, and then external white on the rear side or the right hand side of the van. So outside at the moment there's 2 LED lights there, so if I select either one of these, so I've gone a white light which is over the kitchen area, and then nearest to the door on the outside it's actually yellow by selecting that, or I can change it to white as well and it turns the yellow one off. And then on the driver's side of the van we can select this one here, which will just do it in white. That helps with your bugs and that sort of thing, keeps it away by turning that one on. So that's explaining those. We'll just go back to our home button again, and then we can go back to that dimmer switch, which was the first one that I turned on there. We can adjust that side of it as well, or I can turn the lights off. But everything is pretty self-explanatory on that side with the switching and that. 2 main ones there, you'll see down the bottom now, is our storage mode and our inverter. Storage mode brings up that little safety screen, and it's saying that we want to put the van into storage for a period of time where we're not going to consume any power whatsoever. You'd turn the van into storage mode, follow the prompts on the screen again, and then when you go to utilise the van after it's been in storage for a couple of months or whatever time you've had it there for, you will then change it back to the touring mode, which is just the reverse of that step there. So I won't go all the way in, but I'll just cancel that out. The inverter, if I want to turn the inverter on there so that I can use the power points, the 240 volt GPO power points through the inverter, I just turn that on. It's a slight beep in the background, and that lets us indicate that we have now got the inverter turned on there, ready to use through the power points. And that's basically your 3.5 inch screen FinScan unit. Very simple, easy to use. Where I said before about an app you can get on your phone, what we're looking at on that screen is also the similar layout on your phone screen, that you can do it on your phone to turn those things on and off. So advantages there is of a night time pulling up to set up camp, you could be in the car, turn the lights on, making sure there's no critters or something like that outside, turn the lights on, have a good look before you get out, and then you can set up your camp and you can turn them off and that as well. So that's it, that's all I can tell you about the 3.5, but there is also a 7 which is in certain models you can upgrade to the bigger one as well if you require it as an option.